కృతజ్ఞతతో స్తుతి పాడేద నా యేసునాథా.
I was born in a Christian family, in a family that had pastors, bishops, and apostles. It's not that I come from a different background, but I lost my dad when I was 5.5 years old. My mom used to work with a mission hospital in in my hometown called Madanpalli, and from my childhood, I always longed for father's love. I never had father's love. I hardly have my father's memories. If at all I have anything today, I probably have just about one or two black and white photographs of my dad carrying me. That's the only memory I have. So, Arojut I always longed for father's love. So whenever I used to see, fathers carrying their children on their shoulders, or, if they are caressing them, if they are, lovingly, taking them close, I always used to lack that in my life. So from that day, I always longed for father's love. And of course, I never got that in my life, during those initial days. And I never had the father's authority in my life. So when I lost my dad in a very young age, and my mom was just about 33 when she became a widow, and ఆ రోజు నుంచి కూడా తండ్రి యొక్క ప్రేమ లోకంలో ఎక్కడైనా దొరుకుతుందా అని నేను వెతకడం ప్రారంభించాను. I started seeking for father's love, searching for father's love in the world. And people started showing compassion on me because I was a fatherless boy. I'm the only child to my parents, and I had a brother who passed away when he was just about 3 months old. So I'm the only child, no brothers, no sisters. So there was abundance of love showered upon my life. So ఎప్పుడైతే అత్యధిక ప్రేమ నా పైన నా తల్లిదండ్రులు, ముఖ్యంగా నా తల్లి, నా బంధువులు, మిత్రులు నా పైన చూపించడం ప్రారంభించారో, I kind of misused it. I took it for granted. In the journey of searching for my father's love, I took the love of my mom, I took the love of my parents, my relatives, my neighbors, my church, everyone for granted. The compassion that came to me, I misused it. And during this journey of my searching for father's love, in a very, very young age, when I was about maybe about 11 years old, నేను 6వ తరగతి చదువుతున్నటువంటి రోజుల్లో మొట్టమొదటిగా I started trying out smoking in my life. I thought probably that could probably make me forget my father's love. నా తండ్రి ప్రేమ నేను మర్చిపోగలనేమో ఈ యొక్క సిగరెట్ల వల్ల అనుకొని ప్రారంభించాను. I started becoming addicted to smoking. I used to smoke about 40 to 60 cigarettes a day. And, I had a surplus of money in my pocket. My family did not hesitate to give me anything that I asked because, I was a fatherless boy. For about a year or so, I became an addicted smoker. It did not help me out. When I came to my 7th grade, when I was about 12 years old, that's when I started tasting alcohol in my life. I thought probably alcohol could probably replace what the smoking has not given me. You understand that? So ఈ తాగుడు అలవాటు నా యొక్క తండ్రి ప్రేమను నుంచి నన్ను దూరం చేస్తదేమో, తండ్రి ప్రేమను రీప్లేస్ చేయడానికి సహాయపడతదేమో అనుకొని I started becoming an alcoholic. And for about 3 years, I became a chronic alcoholic. My 7th, 8th, and 9th standard, I used to drink every day. Prati roju oka bottle alcohol dagevani. I used to have the keys of my house. I used to come late. I used to watch some movie. I used to ensure that I don't smell alcohol. I used to come and sleep. That was my life for almost 3 years. Tagi churchku poyevani, tagi choir lo nilabadukunevani. I used to be drunk in the church. I used to take at least about 5 to 6 breaks in the church to go out and sip few ounces of alcohol and used to smoke. I used to come back into the church. By the way, I belong to CSI church. I used to be part of CSI church. I used to be very regular to the youth. I used to be very regular to every retreats that used to happen, the choir, everything used to happen very, very beautifully because I come from such a background. My dad's brother is a full-time pastor. We had church builders, people who I've been ministering all over the world. So I come from such a background, so I always took God for granted. So that was my life. And when I came to my 10th grade, that is when something very, very big happened in my life. I was convicted for an attempt to murder, and I got friends with the local gundas, the rowdies, and then I got involved in an attempt to murder case. And my name that you just read, Joel N. Bob, probably it was abbreviated full, and it was the 5th name in the FIR for murder conviction. And I had to run away from my hometown. My mom had to chase me away. I had to hide in a place. I had to come back after 3 months. Mummy Velli, principal, I used to study in a Roman Catholic school. So a Roman Catholic nun sister kala paina, literally she fell on the feet of the principal and had to beg for another chance in my life to write my exams. Out of great difficulty, I wrote my exams. People thought that is the breakthrough in my life. ఆ రోజు నుంచి నా జీవితం మారిపోతుంది అనుకున్నారు. But that never happened in my life. Probably it worsened after that. ఆ 10వ తరగతి అయిపోయిన తర్వాత I was sent into hostel far away from my hometown because they didn't want me to study in my hometown because my friendship was with rowdies and gundas. I got involved into all sorts of bad habits. I also physically abused my body. I started becoming rebellious in life. I became an angry young man. I never listened to anyone who tried to share gospel. Even my own family, even my chinana tried to share gospel, but I rejected everyone's words. And so they had to send me away from my hometown. So నేను వెళ్ళి ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ విధంగా దూరంగా ఉండి నేను చదువుకోవడము ప్రారంభించాను హాస్టల్లో, there was no control at all for my life. My mom wasn't there next to me. My dad, obviously, he had left this world when I was 5 years old. So there was no control at all. All that I had was money, and money in my hands. So that's when I got into the worst phase of my life. When I was in my 11th standard, when I was just about 16 years or 17 years old, I got into drugs. That's when I started tasting drugs. The sad part in my life is anything that I started tasting, I became addicted to it, whether it is smoking, whether it is alcohol, whether it is girls in my life, or whether it is to do with rowdyism or gundaism, or whether it came, when it came to drugs. All the marks that you see on my face are not the beauty spots. They are, mind you, the overreaction of drugs on my face. My face was bloated up 2 times. My body was bloated up. I was intoxicated in drugs in such a way that I used to sleep for about 30 hours a day. Oka 30 gantalu nidrapoyevanni because of the influence of drugs on my life. And I used to take I have tasted all drugs under the sky. I tasted everything. All these things were going on in my life because I lacked Father's love. ఎక్కడైనా కూడా ఈ తండ్రి ప్రేమ నాకు దొరుకుతుందా అన్నటువంటి ఒక ఆశ ఒక నిరీక్షణతో వెతుకుతున్నాను. There came a day in my life in 1997 on March 8th around 6 o'clock in the evening. There was the biggest breakthrough in my life. I was studying in Aptech computers. I was doing my BSc computers, and parallelly I was doing my Aptech computers. And I was dancing on the stage. I was dancing for a filmy song. I was singing filmy songs. I used to dance in front of the idols. Ganesha, idol, or Gangama Jatra. Ye Jatarlo china kuda kasai ribbon katukoni tappa taagi కుప్పిగంతులు వేసేవాడిని. ఉదయకాలంన ఆ తాగుడు మత్తులో ఏ కుప్ప తొట్ల పక్కలో పడున్నానో. We used to have the municipality dustbins, and I used to be fallen drunk next to the dustbins, and people used to bring me back home, and I don't even know who has brought me home. All that I knew was my mom, who's sitting near the feet of mine, and she's been crying. That was the extent of the wretched life that I lived for 22 years. But 1997 లో నా యొక్క జీవితంలో దేవుడు ఒక అద్భుత కార్యం చేశాడు. ఒక యవనస్తుడు నన్ను చూశాడు స్టేజ్ పైన నేను డాన్సులు చేస్తూ. He started praying for me. He started praying for a breakthrough in my life. He knelt down, he fasted, and he said, Lord, if you can catch this young man, if you can catch this gifted guy, if he can be used for your kingdom, if he can be used for your glory, Lord, how wonderful it would be. And he started praying and he tried to come and share the gospel with me. Nothing happened. But he knew my weakness. My weakness was music. My weakness was singing. My weakness was dancing. And he used that as a pawn to attract me to come to a EU camp. EU is nothing but Evangelical Union. It is a ministry that works among the young people, among the students in the colleges. And that's how he invited me for a prayer camp that was conducted by EU. That's when I went to the camp. The first day, second day, third day, I was equipped in my backpack with full of alcohol, with full of drugs, with full of cigarette packets. I went there just to enjoy the music, nothing else. I wanted to have my old life. I was drunk the first day. I was in the influence of drugs on the second day. On the third day also, I had all this stuff with me and I was under the influence of that. But on the last session of that day, and by the way, mind you, that was a believer's camp. That was a prayer for a believer's camp. It was a believer's camp. I was the only unbeliever there. I never knew Jesus personally, though I was a born Christian. On the last session, this man of God by name PC Joshua Garu, he stood near the pulpit and he said, if you are looking for Father's love in your life, if you have lost that Father's love, if you have been searching for that Father's love, Jesus is ready to replace that love in your life. The first time when he said that, second time when he said that, I thought probably it's not for me because I was under the influence of drugs at that point of time. But the third time, that call came to me in a different way. He said, do you want to taste that Father's love in your life that you have been missing? When I started hearing, tasting Father's love, I said, Lord, నేను సిగరెట్లను రుచి చూశాను, మందు రుచి చూశాను, నా యొక్క శరీరాన్ని పాడు చేసుకున్నాను, అమ్మాయిలను వ్యభిచారంలో పడిపోయాను ప్రభువా, వ్యభిచారాన్ని రుచి చూశాను, మరి తాగుడుకు బానిసైపోయాను, మత్తు పదార్థాలకు వీటన్నిటిని కూడా నేను రుచి చూశాను స్వామి, నిన్ను కూడా రుచి చూస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? Let me taste you and see. Let me try you and see. And that was the thought that I had in my mind. And I was at the last bench. I came forward walking. I don't know what made me come forward. ముందుకు వచ్చాను, ఆల్టర్ కాల్ దగ్గరకు వచ్చాను, ఆల్టర్ దగ్గరకు వచ్చాను, అలాగే నిలబడ్డాను, రెండు చేతులు ఇలాగ చాపాను. I said, Lord, if you can forgive me, because I know you know, Lord, what kind of a sinner I am. Even now I have drugs in my pocket. Even now I have alcohol in my pocket. Even I have cigarette packets in my pocket, Lord. You know what kind of an extent of sinner I am. ఇప్పుడు నీవు నా జీవితంలో ఒక బ్రేక్ త్రూ ఇవ్వగలిగితే, I'm ready to receive you, Lord. I'm ready to receive, Lord, if you can forgive me. And నా రెండు చేతులు ఇలాగా చాపాను. I just stretched my hands and automatically my knees bent and I went down on the floor. And for the next 30 minutes was a black 30 minutes in my life. అరగంట సేపు ఏమి జరిగిందో నాకైతే తెలియదు. బట్ చూసినటువంటి వాళ్ళు, they have witnessed what happened. వాళ్ళు చెప్పారు, ఒక దయ్యం పట్టిన వాణిలాగా అరగంట సేపు నేను పొర్లాడానంట. I was rolling on the floor like an evil possessed man and I was hitting on my chest and I was weeping like crazy. Let me tell you, I never cried when my father passed away because I was just about 5.5. I knew nothing that I. But the way I cried, they said that you cried as if someone died and there was a body in front of you, and I was hitting my chest. And they said that was 100% deliverance that was happening. That was the fire cleansing that was happening in your life. And that day on 1997, March 8th, Jesus encountered my life. He gave me a breakthrough in my life. I got up after half an hour. I knew nothing about my past life. I was completely transformed. My life was transformed. My attitude was transformed. My thoughts were transformed. My behavior was transformed. My entire life took a roller coaster, a U-turn completely. And today I stand here after 23 years. Today I'm 45. I can say 22 సంవత్సరాలు ఏ తండ్రి ప్రేమనైతే నేను కోల్పోయి జీవించానో, ఆ తండ్రి ప్రేమ దానికి కొన్ని సంవత్సరాల తర్వాత మా మమ్మీ గారు కూడా దేవుని పిలుపు అందుకొని వెళ్ళిపోయారు. My mom went to be with the Lord in 2014, about 6 years back. My father's love and my mother's love ఈ 23 సంవత్సరాలు ఆ 22 సంవత్సరాల కంటే నూరింతల ఎక్కువగా నేను అనుభవిస్తున్నాను. I have been experiencing 100 folds of that father's love and mother's love that I have lost in my life. And today here I am standing here, the same person, Joel Naveen Bob, who was fallen near the dustbins, who was an adulterer, who was a womanizer, who was a murder convict, who was a drug addict. Here he stands holding this holy gospel in his hand, traveling countries, traveling nations, traveling all around the world to share the good news, to share that breakthrough that he experienced through this gospel in his life. Ee roju sajiva sakshiga దేవుడు నన్ను నిలబెట్టుకున్నాడు. All that I am today, it's not because of what I have done, but what the Lord has done in my life, what the Lord is doing in my life. And I believe that the Lord will do this and continue to do this till he comes back. I am a living witness of the breakthrough, the faithfulness, the grace in my life. దేవుడు ఈ రోజు నాకు ఇచ్చినటువంటి ఈ యొక్క రెండవ జీవితము ఒక భిక్షమే. నేను చెప్తాను, it is a bhiksham that God has given me, and I safeguard it. I am ever grateful to God, holding his feet, washing his feet and saying, Lord, ప్రభువా, నాకు ఈ జీవితాన్ని, రెండవ జీవితాన్ని ఒక భిక్షంగా ఇచ్చావు స్వామి. నాలాంటి వారు చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు లోకంలో, వారికి రాజ్య సువార్తను ప్రకటించే బాధ్యత నేను తీసుకుంటున్నాను ప్రభువా. I take that responsibility, Lord, till the last breath, till my last heartbeat, Lord, I will win souls for you. Similar kind of people who are dying today in the world, and God has been faithful till day, and I believe God is going to be faithful. He will remain faithful in and through. I just want to say one word and close this. If you can listen, if you can obey, if you can discern the voice and call of God in your life, God can do unimaginable breakthroughs in and through your life. I repeat, if you can listen, if you can obey, and if you can discern the voice and the calling of God in your life, God will do amazing things that are beyond your imagination. May the Lord alone be glorified in and through this testimony. God bless you all.